Hello, welcome back, Recapped Mystery here. Today, I'm going to explain a Japanese drama film called Kaiji, the Ultimate Gambler. Watch out and take care. The film begins with Kaiji, a young man who works a day job to pay the bills and plays the lottery in the hopes of becoming wealthy. His routine will change one day when a mysterious woman approaches him and shows him a contract he signed 2 years ago, which presents him as a grantor to his friend's loan. Kaiji, the grantor, must pay 2 million yen because his companion has vanished. Kaiji argues he cannot afford the payment, but the woman has a solution for him. There is a ship sailing tonight on which gambling will take place. The ship's name is Espoir, which means hope in French. If Kaiji is lucky, he can return his debt in one night and completely alter his life. The woman refers to him as useless and a loser. She convinces him that he has a chance to do something that will improve his life, and he boards the ship Espoir. He discovers more people that look like him in there, so he speaks to himself and remarks that they appear to be losers. Tonight, the gambling cruise presenter takes the podium and announces that everyone must purchase 3 stars in order to participate in the event. Each star costs $1 million, but because the gamblers lack funds, the presenter will grant them a loan to purchase the stars. However, the loan's payback will accrue 1% interest per minute. The gamblers think that's insane, but they stay when Tonigawa declares that the winner would have all of his debts forgiven. Furthermore, the hosts will buy back his stars for $1 million apiece. The host informs them that they have arrived at the garbage dump of society and have exhausted all other options. Tonight, she teaches the first game, which is similar to rock, scissors, and paper but is played with cards. The participants are assigned 12 cards and must use them all up by competing one-on-one. To win, one must have at least 3 stars remaining on their chest. They have 30 minutes to finish the game. Players that lose all of their stars are kidnapped. According to Kaiji, winners are led through one door while losers are taken through another. A man named Funai approaches Kaiji and informs him that losers are transported to another ship and kept as slaves. He claims to be looking for the appropriate spouse. He claims they can both win if they play all of their cards in such a way that the outcome is always a draw, so they may both keep their 3 stars on their chests and win. They continue with their strategy until Funai decides to cheat Kaiji and steal one of his stars. Funai lies again, this time using deception and sleight of hand to steal one more star from Keiji's chest. Kaiji hits Funai, exposing him to everyone, but a larger battle ensues, and nobody trusts anyone. Meanwhile, a security guard drags an elderly guy into the main event and throws him to the ground. That man attempted to flash his cards in the restroom, which is against the rules. Since confidence and fair play have been lost, Nai advises that they reshuffle their cards and deal each player the corresponding amount of cards they now have. Kaiji knows that Funai will not cheat again, so he devises a plan to fool Funai while simultaneously assisting the old guy, whom he refers to as Mr. Keiishi is able to reclaim his 2 stars from Funai after some devious maneuvering, and he also receives 1 star for Mr. Funai is disqualified and removed, and Kaiji and Mr. now have 3 stars apiece. They have used up all of their cards and are relieved, but Mr. has forgotten 1 more card in his pocket, and the time is up. The guards are going to take Mr., but Kaiji will not allow him go alone. He informs them that they share that card, and the guards grab Kaiji as well, and they inscribe them with a sacred emblem of an organization, such as a bank department. Deep underground, there is a nasty world of slavery where Kaiji, Mr. and the other losing gamblers are utilized as workers under rigorous supervision. They stick to a rigorous schedule, and this realm has its own set of regulations. The workers are paid in paracas. The underground's fiat currency 1 paraca is worth 1/10 of a yen, despite the fact that they are paid little paracas because a portion of their wage is held to pay back their debt. The workers have a monthly treat of beer and food, which they must purchase. Kaiji doesn't want to spend any of his hard-earned money, but he's eventually persuaded to relax and enjoy himself, which he'll have to regret the next morning when an accident occurs and many workers are transferred to the doctor's facility, where the doctor doesn't really care about them because they need parac money to even buy medicine. Kaiji is fed up and meets a member of his team, Sahara, who will be sent to the courageous men's path when they are no longer useful. Workers end up dead or free because Kaiji can no longer bear this kind of existence and chooses to accompany Sahara on the courageous men's road. Mr. Kaiji, Sahara and 5 other workers are escorted to the terrace of a tall skyscraper. Speakers declared that they will be the major attraction at the Starside celebration tonight and handed out checks to the workers. To pay their checks, they must travel to the Starside Hotel, which requires them to cross 2 mechanical bridges. Those bridges are so narrow that people's feet barely fit on them. To add to the intrigue, those bridges are electric. The staff are not allowed to touch them or they would be grilled. Customers would not want to witness the players crawl to the other side, even when there are a slew of ultra-rich people viewing the impoverished workers through webcams. It's just a performance for them. The woman who got Kaiji involved in this is also watching the show and providing drinks to the guests because she was presumably demoted as a result of tonight. She seems to care for Kaiji, or at least feels awful that he got into this mess because of her. The players build each other up and begin their endeavor. They all get on the bridges and start walking. Unfortunately for them, it begins to rain, and fear sets in. They are terrified to death, and one by one, they begin to fall. The wealthy onlookers are enjoying the spectacle and are laughing, while the participants cry and plummet to their doom. Finally, only Kaiji, Mr. and Sahara remain. Mr. realizes he won't be able to get it across and hands up his check to Kaiji. He begs Kaiji to give him some of the money to give to his daughter. Kaiji accepts the check and is briefly distracted. Mr. has silently slipped towards his doom as he turns his head back. Kaiji and Sahara make it over and land on the terrace of the Starsight Hotel. Sahara grabs the door and pulls it open. A sudden burst of air pressure explodes him to the edge of the building and he falls. Kaiji is the only one who makes it through the door. Tonight, Hindu and their bodyguards applaud him, but everyone stops when the organization's big boss, the chairman, walks in. The chairman congratulates Tonigawa on the outstanding presentation and Kaiji on being the first slave to make it out alive and gain his freedom. Kaiji requests that his check be redeemed, but Tonigawa tells him that they will only pay him 700,000 yen because the remainder of the money will be retained to pay off his obligation. Kaiji lets them have it and blames them for the way they treat people. The chairman likes his arguments and offers him to play a game of cards to multiply his money. Each player receives 5 cards. The first deck has 4 citizen cards and a king card, while the second deck contains 4 citizen cards and 1 slave card. They will play 3 rounds of citizen against citizen, with the result being a tie. Citizens defeat the slave card. The king card defeats the citizen cards, but the slave card defeats the king because the slave has nothing to lose. If Kaiji chooses the deck with the slave card, it will be more difficult for him to win. But if he does, they will pay him out at a 10-to-1 ratio on his bet. Kaiji loses 1 round and loses all of his bets. The boss is irritated because the game was uninteresting. He forcibly lends 390,000 yen to Kaiji and agrees on 130 years of subterranean labor as collateral. They play one more game, and Kaiji loses again. The guards arrest Kaiji, and he tortures himself by recalling how Tonigawa abused him. Then he remembers that whatever motion the slaves make is monitored 24 hours a day by the chip implanted in the slave's arm, and he realizes that tonight he was staring at his watch while playing with Kaiji. Because Hindu has a feud with Tanigawa, he begs her for a loan so that he can play the last round against Kaiji tonight. Hindu lends him 50 million yen, and Kaiji challenges him again tonight. The chairman thinks that's an interesting turn of events, and because Kaiji is now betting on Hindu's future, he lets the game go on. Kaiji argues that in order to defeat the demon, he must act insanely. He bangs his head against a mirror, and blood pours from his brow. He does this for 2 reasons. Tonight, he won't be able to use his monitor watch to track Keiji's movements. Second, the chip has been messed up. Kaiji uses the blood to mark 2 cards for a trick that he will use later tonight to fool. The game does begin, and they draw their first 3 cards. All of them end in a tie, but now it's time to win. Tonight, Kaiji utilizes a blood-stained card, observes the blood on the card, and mentally replays Keiji's activities. He believes Kaiji used sleight of hand to deceive him. Tonight, he draws his card confidently, but he loses. Kaiji fooled everyone tonight into thinking he did sleight of hand when he didn't. Tonight is sent underground to be used as a labor slave, and Kaiji receives 500 million yen because the slave deck pays on a 10-to-1 ratio. Kaiji is now free and drinking a beer with Hindu. Kaiji falls asleep after she sneaks something into his beer. Hindu has taken most of his money when he wakes up, but she has left a letter in his pocket. Kaiji reads the induced letter, which states that she stole his money because he owes her interest on the 50 million loans she provided him to play tonight's final round. Kaiji delivers a letter to Mr.'s daughter at the end of the film. He has provided some money for her as well as her father's check. Please subscribe to assist the channel, turn on notification and leave a like. Thank you for taking the time to watch. See you again soon.